So it is easy to forget that our waters are actually a border too. And as numbers at the southern border are shrinking, we're actually seeing an increase in what's called non-land encounters. That's why the Coast Guard is ramping up its patrols. I spent 6 hours in the air with them over the coast of Florida. Take a look. Riding with the U.S. Coast Guard, you never know what to expect, especially out over the Atlantic Ocean looking for migrants.
The mission today is border security, maritime border security. I got you.
The crew flies off the Florida coast, south toward Cuba and over the Bahamas. This area is a hotbed for migrant activity. We agreed not to show the secret technology the Coast Guard uses to spot the migrants from miles away, but mission system operators are looking at screens in the back of the plane and telling the pilots which direction to fly.
When you're out here looking for vessels, what are you looking for? What makes it suspicious to you?
Yeah, we're looking for a number of different things. We're looking for vessels moving in a certain direction. So if they're moving southbound, really may not be a large indicator. If they're moving northbound, it might give us an indication of that we should probably go ahead and take a look. There's also a lot of, whether it's 20, 30 people on board or maybe even more, 100 to 200 people. These are all kind of indicators of what we're looking at.
Hands up! Hands up!
The Coast Guard has been busy with interdictions this month.
Well, which one is it? 12, 13, or 14?
31 migrants packed onto a small fishing boat. 24 Chinese migrants hiding out in an engine compartment. And look at this. A Chinese migrant found miles offshore on a paddleboard with a suitcase strapped to it.
Do they ever spot you and try to get away from the plane, go in the opposite direction, or?
They try to prolong the situation. If they do see us, that would be an indicator that they would, if they were to adjust course, might be a factor that they don't want to be found.
We're flying at about 1,000 feet right now over the trib.al Islands, which are part of the Bahamas, not far from Cuba. This is an area the Coast Guard says they'll oftentimes see migrants. They think they've actually made it to the American shore and don't realize that this is part of the Bahamas. If they see someone in distress, what they'll do is they'll open this back cargo door and then they can actually drop down food supplies and even a radio.
The migrants are from different countries, nearby like Cuba and Haiti, but also far away, like China.
Well, we've had an 8,000% increase in the number of Chinese migrants that have been caught actually around the Florida coast. That's just going to increase because as enforcement becomes harder and tougher to get into in the southern border, you're going to see more and more Chinese and other migrants trying to flow into Florida.
And the migrant ocean crossings are not just on the east coast of the United States. The Coast Guard spotting 20 migrants on a small boat 21 miles off the coast of California. 17 males and 3 females from Mexico and China were trying to sneak in by sea.
Good question, Eddie.
But even if you can't see them flying high above the ocean, the Coast Guard is watching. And when they spot migrants, they dispatch Coast Guard cutters to intervene.
I think a lot of Americans think of the border as, U.S.-Mexico. You always see that on TV, but people don't realize this is actually a border too, right out here in the ocean.
Oh, yes, of course. We advise anyone that may think that they would like to enter the U.S. illegally to not take to the seas. Not only are these ventures illegal, but they're also quite dangerous. And please do not trust these transnational organizations. These smugglers, they do not care about you.